Okay, let's look at example 1. Add and subtract polynomials. How do you add or subtract the polynomials? Well, to add and subtract them, you're going to use commutative and associative properties to group like terms, and then you're going to combine like terms by adding their coefficients. So, for example, if you look at A, you'll see that you have 6x cubed plus 4x plus x squared minus 7 plus 2x cubed minus 8x squared plus 3 and so on, right? So if you look at the terms, they each have colors that are color coded for the like terms. So the greens are the quadratic term, and then the oranges are the cubic term, and then the blue is just 4x, and then the constants, right? And so you're going to group them using commutative and associative properties, and then you're going to add the like terms. So 6 plus 2, and then 4, and then 1 minus 8, negative 7, and then negative 7 plus 3, negative 4 would be the coefficients. And then you have to write it in standard form. That means you need to reorder the terms so that it's in the descending order from the greatest power to the least power. Okay, so this would be your final answer. You need to group them, add the like terms, and then write in standard form. Same thing for any other polynomials. If you're adding, then you can just change the order right away. But if you're subtracting, make sure you're multiplying by using distributive property. You're multiplying the negatives out. Okay, so when you get rid of the parentheses, then make sure you're adding the negative of each term for your second polynomial. Okay, so this is going to be negative 2x squared y squared minus 3xy squared, and then plus 2x squared. Just make sure that your signs are accurate. And then you do the same thing, group the like terms and add them and combine them. Okay, and write them in standard form. So if you have something that looks weird like this, x squared y squared, the degree of a multivariable polynomial is the sum of the exponents in a term. So you look at the power and you add them. 2 plus 2 is 4. So that's the degree of this term. And this is 1 plus 2. So the degree of the second term here is 3. And this is 2. So this is already in a standard form, looking at the degree. What if you have a term that is the same power? So for example, x squared, y squared, and then you have y squared, z squared, right? They have the same power of degrees, then the order doesn't really matter. Usually you would put it in alphabetical order if it's in this case, but if the degree is the same, it doesn't really matter which comes first. Okay. All right, try number 1. Let's do this for practice. Add or subtract polynomials. Let's solve A and B. Pause the video and see if you can do it by yourself. Come back when you're ready for answers. Okay, are you ready? Let's look at 1A. You're going to group the like terms, right? So then this is 4, degree 3, A3, and then, yeah, you were going to group them in order. So 4A to the 4th power is by itself, right? And then you have negative 6a cubed plus 5a cubed, and then you have the squares, negative 3a squared plus 7a squared, and then you have plus a plus 2a, and then you have plus 1 minus 2. So you can group these like this, and then add the like terms, okay? And so if you add all of them up correctly, you will have 4a to the 4th power minus a to the 3rd power plus 4a to the 2nd power plus 3a minus 1. And this is already in standard form because I already ordered it. Let's look at 1b. You have to do the same thing, except this is negative and that's positive, and then that's negative when you're adding all of them. Okay, so you have a squared b squared, so this is the like term. 2a squared b squared plus, wait, no, it's not plus, minus 3a squared b squared. Now ab squared is the same as the last term on the second one. So 3ab squared plus, wait, sorry, it's again negative 7ab squared. And then you have minus 5a squared b, and then minus negative would be plus positive 9a squared b. And then you add the like terms, you'll get negative a squared b squared plus 4a squared b minus 4ab squared. Okay. Yeah, I think I switched the order. So, yeah, since a comes first, I just switched it so that the greater a, the one with the greater power for a, is first. But technically it doesn't really matter because these two terms already have the same degree. Okay, that was try number 1 and example 1. Let's move on to example 2, multiply polynomials. How do you multiply the polynomials? In order to multiply them, you are going to use a distributive property. Then group like terms and combine. Do you remember the FOIL method for binomials? A plus b times c plus d. You're gonna multiply first inside and then first outside, inside last. Right? So then, yeah, you just multiply each term one by one. But then what if you have more than 2 terms, right? Then you do the same thing, but you have to multiply each term for all the terms. So like you would want to place your the polynomial with a smaller number of terms beforehand. So it's easier to keep track of. So you're going to multiply 2m with this polynomial and 5 with this polynomial because you can separate them by using the distributive property like this. Okay, and so then you will have 6m cubed minus 8m squared plus 4m plus 15m squared minus 20m plus 10. But now we have to simplify by using like terms. So you need a group like terms. So it's the same step from this step and on. Okay, it's the same step from example 1. So you have to group like terms and combine like terms and write it in standard form to multiply and simplify. Let's look at part B. You're going to have 3 binomials. How do you multiply this? First, you multiply the 2 binomials, and then you'll have a polynomial, right? And then you're going to use a distributive property to multiply that out, just like we did in part A. Okay, so you just do step by step. Do one at a time. It doesn't matter what you multiply first. You can multiply the second binomial with the third one first, and then multiply that with the first one. Or you can multiply the first one and the second one first, and then multiply that by the fourth one. Okay, the order doesn't really matter because it's a multiplication. But you will have to be very meticulous and be careful of a silly mistake as you calculate these. Okay, so pay attention to the signs as you calculate these, and make sure you have multiplied all terms thoroughly. Okay, and then you group like terms and combine like terms. All right, let's practice try number 2. Multiply the polynomials. See if you can do it by yourself. A is 6n squared minus 7 times n squared plus n plus 3. And then b is mn plus 1 times m squared m minus 1 times mn squared plus 2. So pause the video and come back when you're ready for answers. Okay, are you ready? All right, let's look at 2a. There we go. we're going to multiply by using distributive property, 6n squared times n squared times n, and then all of these. So we're going to multiply 6n squared with n squared, and then 6n squared by n. I'm just going to write all of them out so I can show you steps, okay? And then 6n squared times 3 plus negative 7 times n. So we're going to do it again with the second term, one by one, okay? Plus negative 7 times n plus negative 7 times 3. Okay, let me start typing because this is not so helpful right now. Yeah, and then you will have 6n to the cube. Whoops. 6n to the cubed, and then plus 6n to the cubed again, and then 3 times 6 would be 18n squared, and then negative 7n squared, and then negative 7n minus 21, right? Yeah, so negative 7n minus 21. Okay, so then you just combine like terms, right? Oh wait, so sorry, this is not the cube power, it's fourth power, right? N squared times n squared should be 2 plus 2. Yeah, and now we have 6n to the fourth power plus 6n to the third power. There are no like terms for them. And then plus 11n to the square minus 7n minus 21. There we go. So that would be the answer for 2A. Yeah. Let me see if I can rewrite it and give you a better idea. Because yeah, typing is easier for me right now because of technical difficulties. But it does look neater when I write it down for the powers. There we go. All right, good. For 2A, 2B, you're going to multiply each of them. So multiply mn by m squared n, mn times negative 1 plus 1 times that. So it's just going to be plus m squared n and then minus 1. And then after you multiply them and combine, you're going to multiply that trinomial with this one as well. So then I don't think I have enough space to show you everything, plus my pen isn't working that well right now. So sorry. But yeah, let's check answers. I'm going to write the final answer. If you simplify everything correctly, you should have m to the fourth power, n to the fourth power, plus m to the third power, n to the third power, plus 2m to the third power and n to the second power minus m to the second power n to the third power plus 2m to the second power n minus mn to the second power minus 2m n minus 2. Whew. Okay, so hopefully my handwriting is legible right now. But that was the answer for try number 2B. Check your answers and see if you got it right. If you did, good job. So that was adding and subtracting, multiplying and multiplying the polynomials. So next example, we're going to talk about something different.